I wanted to create a perfume that was made with white energy, so using white flowers. And I researched online and I found tuberose and lotus essential oils that have the white energy. They are white flowers. So I'm going to make a perfume using tuberose as my main ingredient. I have made this perfume before and I really love it. I experimented and I did a 5 ml perfume and it's running out now and I really love it, so I thought I'd show you the process of creating this perfume blend. So I'm going to produce the perfume at a 15% ratio and I'm using a 30 ml bottle. So I've made some notes just to make sure that I get the ratio right. So for my top notes, I'm going to be doing them at 20%. For the mid notes, we're going to do them at 30%. And for the base notes, we're going to do them at 50%. Now, because I'm using a 30 ml bottle to create a 15% blend, then I'm going to be using a total of 90 drops. Now I've worked out that I probably will use a little bit less than 90 drops of essential oils in total. So for the 20% top notes, I'm just going to be using peach and orange. So I'm just going to start to put the blend together. So I have my 30 ml bottle here, which is a spray bottle. I've separated out my essential oils, because if you separate your oils it does make it easier. So I've separated them into, in this corner which you can't see, slightly off screen, I have my base notes, then I have my mid notes here, and then here is just the two top notes, which is the peach and the sweet orange. So I'm going to start to mix this blend. Now I did want to tell you a little bit about the essential oils that I'm using. So when I found the tuberose, I looked into what actually blends with tuberose, and tuberose blends well with frankincense, geranium, lavender, mandarin, neroli, bergamot, clary sage, orange, rose, sandalwood, patchouli and vetiver. So that's what tuberose blends with. So just to tell you a little bit about tuberose, tuberose helps to seal in moisture, it reduces stress, it protects skin from infections, it's antifungal, antibacterial, it supports the treatment of acne, it relaxes the mind, increases blood circulation. And then what I also discovered, because what I found is that I love the smell of amber, and I found that amber blends well with vanilla and also labdanum, and you can actually make a amber by combining vanilla and labdanum. So I am going to use the vanilla and labdanum, which should create an amber base anyway, but I have my amber essential oil that I'm going to use alongside that. And just to let you know regarding the labdanum, labdanum is good for mature skin and irritated skin. Labdanum is rejuvenating. Labdanum has astringent properties and it's antimicrobial, antiseptic, and it can boost mood and relieve stress and anxiety, and it can be used to quieten the mind. Now, labdanum actually comes from rock rose, and I have the Dr. Back rock rose flower essence, and I'm going to use that within the perfume, so we'll get the real essence of the rock rose within the perfume blend, and we'll also get it from the labdanum, which comes from rock rose as well. So these are actually rock rose. We've got the essential oil is the ladamon and the essence from the rock rose. So let's get started. I'm going to start with peach, and for the top notes, as I said, I'm using 18 drops. I'm going to do 7 drops of peach. So I've got my 7 drops of peach there. I'm going to use orange. Let's put them back nicely together as well, so I keep everything organised. So for the orange, I've got sweet orange here that I'm going to use, and I'm using 5 drops. And that's the top notes done. Now, this is the 3rd time that I'm making this perfume. I've made 2 5ml mixes of this perfume. It's just slightly different ratios. And then for the one I just used drops, and for the other version of it I actually weighed it on a scale, and I will obviously be showing you how to weigh on the scale. I'm not sure where this is going to fit in the actual course, so I might have already showed you. So we've got the peach and orange there. Now I'm going to move on to the mid notes, which we're using tuberose. This is the main part of the blend, is tuberose. So I'm using quite a lot of tuberose. We're going to use 13 drops. Tuberose. Here is my tuberose. 13 drops of tuberose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, as I'm making this just for myself, I'm not too worried about it being exactly precise, and that's why I'm not using the scales. So that's the tuberose. Now we're going to use the lotus, and we're doing 6 drops of lotus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 drops of lotus. Now, just to make the tuberose and the lotus pop or sing, I'm going to use ylang ylang and rose, but I'm not using too much rose because rose is quite heavy. So I'm just going to use 3 drops of rose because it can be overpowering. It's taken a while. Okay, we've got 1 drop there. 2. 3 drops. And even now you can smell the rose within that. So that's our tuberose, our lotus and our rose. I'm now going to put in the ylang ylang, and that will be it for the mid notes, and that will be 27 drops, which is 30% of my actual blend. So 5 drops of ylang ylang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might have been 6 drops there. An extra one squeezed its way out. So there's my ylang ylang, and as you can see I've got everything written down because you can lose track, and when you're working out the percentages you do need to make a note of them, because it would be pretty much impossible to figure out your actual notes just doing it off the top of your head. Just to have it there, you can just get on and just make your blend without having to sit there and worry about how much do I need of this and how much do I need of that. So let's move on to the base notes. With the base notes, we're doing 50% of my blend is base notes. That's going to be 45 drops, because 50% of 30 mils. So 50% of my 15% blend is 45 drops, because in the 30 mils I'm using 90 drops to create the 15% blend. So we need 45 drops in total for the base notes, which gives the 50% of the total blend. So for the starting with the base note, I'm using the amber, and we're doing this at 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops of amber, 10 drops of vanilla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And a little cheeky half squeezed its way out there. So we've got the 10.5 drops of the vanilla. Now it's starting to take shape. Now I'm doing this in the order that I've written it down, but really you should start with, it doesn't matter which way you put it together, but you should start with your base notes, then do the mid notes, and then do the top notes. But once it's blended, it doesn't really make a difference. So we've got the vanilla in there. Now we're going to move to the sandalwood. And for sandalwood, we're going to use 8 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Caught it just in time there. So I've got my 8 drops of sandalwood. We're going to do 5 drops of musk. I think this one might come out quite quick if I remember correctly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of musk. 3 drops have got a honey and tobacco fragrance oil. 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Okay. in Labderman. Now this one is a dark oil, so it will make the fragrance look darker, but I am only using 3 drops, so it shouldn't be too dark. 1, 2, 3. You can see how dark the Labderman's made that. And then I'm going to be using ISO E Super and Leather. ISO E Super. With the ISO E Super, I'm just going to be using 3 drops, and this is a perfume extract, and this really does give your perfume that perfume fragrance. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna, that smells beautiful.